Welcome to the webinar. My name is Phil Anthony. I am an ICC digital codes specialist, and I work with the digital codes platform here at the ICC. Also with us today is Joram Swade, who's on the ICC team. As we go through this, we'll have time for questions both during the conversation at the end. Joram has everyone on mute at the moment to prevent background noise, but feel free to post questions in the chat there. I believe that it's the chat box is set for default setting where everyone can see what's posted. So feel free to ask questions as we're going along there. And Joram will interrupt me with those questions, and we can stop and address them when we have them. But should be able to get through the content here in half hour, and then we'll have time for questions, open questions at the end as well. All right, so if you joined us today, I'm sure you probably at least stopped by our website on the Digital Codes Premium platform. What we've tried to do with this, in the past, people only really access building codes and standards in printed materials. However, with the Digital Codes Premium platform, which if you hear me refer to as DCP, is the same thing. What we're trying to do is move past the limitations of having content on paper. With the DCP software and platform, people are now able to access codes everywhere. The information is always up to date, and you can easily collaborate with your team members and outside clients. On these next couple screens, just kind of highlight the features and benefits of the DCP. We'll dive into a little bit more detail as we go through the actual demo. But as you can see with our platform, we are adding new titles all the time. Currently, we're over at 600 codes, standards, and other titles. You have the ability with the platform to, as you go through this, be able to use it in an offline view, mobile app, where even if you don't have any internet connection, you can still access codes. We're going into, like we see, all the different versions of the code history, reversion, history tagging, even the code change proposal process. And obviously, as you're going through the content, you'll be able to see any significant code changes, be able to highlight, bookmark, organize notes, and share with your team. You'll also have the ability to copy, paste, and print. I know this is a feature that everyone loves to have. You're able to put this content into other documents, emails. You'll have the ability to copy and paste from the platform. We have a robust search engine and advanced search features that allow you to, drill down exactly to where you need and save those searches for later. And then once again, the collaborative access, collaborative use of the platform. I'll kind of show you how that works here briefly. And you see the note there at the bottom, the 14-day free premium trial. If you haven't tried it yet, we encourage you to sign up for it. There is no credit card needed. It is access to the DCP Complete package, which has all of our titles available in it. So as you look through the webpage, a lot of people have questions. Well, which package do I need? I did mention the Digital Codes Premium Complete. That is our package that has all the content that we have available on the platform, even versions that go back many years, 2009, 2006. I know it depends on the particular title, but not only would you, for example, have access to the latest 2021 IBC, there's also the versions of the previous cycles of 2018, 15, and so forth. There is also an option for single titles, as I mentioned, like IBC. If you only need access to that one title, you could get that at that pricing. And then collections, a lot of them will be like specific state collections. There's states that have contracted with us to produce their content that they have amended, and we'll have that and be able to deliver that digitally. There's also several different collections of the I-codes and the I-code commentaries. So you have the options to acquire whatever content works best for your organization. But as you start adding in multiple singles or collection titles, you may get close to the complete package, which, as I mentioned, will have basically, everything that's on our platform, and you'll have access to all that and the previous versions as well. As we mentioned, beyond just the iCodes, we work with a lot of other organizations, and here you can kind of see some of the vast content that we have also available on our platform. As I mentioned, there are different pricing structures for singles. It depends obviously on the titles that you're looking for, the premium collections. Also, those will range. And as I mentioned there, the premium complete, that is for one license. As we go through, you'll see that there are discounts for multiple licenses. And as I'll go through and show you, you can have license be concurrent, meaning multiple people could share one license. And there, as you see there, there's also, this is pricing for members. ICC members, not everyone that's a user would have to be an ICC member, but the person who purchases the license, if they're an ICC member, they will get that additional discount. And you can kind of see the price break and ranges if you're looking to get multiple license, where you might fit in there. And then as you're making your order, make sure you check to see what the price is for the 3-year plan, which basically will, just lower the price. It's pretty significant. I think I'm just guessing another 25% or so. So if you're able to put that in the budget for a 3-year plan, you'll definitely get the savings. Now, as we go through and reference some of the features, I'll reference also our DCP Enterprise platform. This is for mostly larger scale organizations where you may need to have a little bit more administrative functions. With the regular DCP platform that I'm showing you, all the look and feel is going to be the same, but on the DCP platform, there's licenses you hear me refer to, whereas on Enterprise, we're going to call those seats. What it means is that everyone will have a seat to access the content. I mentioned that DCP licenses could be shared among users, but they could only simultaneously access the platform up to the number of licenses that you have acquired. For example, if you have 20 people that need to access the codes, but you get 5 licenses, now all 20 people could access the platform, but only 5 at a time. Whereas with DCP Enterprise, those 20 people, you could have a seat reserved for them, and they would not be shut out of accessing the content, regardless of how many people are already on there. So this may work for larger organizations much better. There's a lot more administrative functions, easier to load in users and manage and get some data back on that. So what I'll do here is jump right into the platform. Jorm, I'll rely on you once again to stop me if there are questions, and I'll pause after each slide or comment that I'm making here.
Sounds good. And just wanted to make sure that we're recording, Phil.
Yep, it is being recorded.
Perfect, thank you.
All right, so what we have here, and you may already be familiar with this page. This is, if you look in the browser window, it's codes.iccsafe.org. Now, this is our main website where people can access codes. And you may realize that this is also where people can can view codes and content in a free basic view. So as you can see now, I'm logged in and it shows that I'm incomplete. But if people were to come to this website right here, they could look up a code. We do that as a benefit to the public. The states have adopted iCodes when, whether they've amended it or whatever their situation is in that particular jurisdiction. We always do provide free basic access to the iCode sections that people can view. But as you log in here, and everyone can set up an account with ICC. If you're an ICC member already, you can use the same login information. But as you acquire your DCP license, you will always access the content from this login area here. So as you can see, when you log in, it's going to show your name. It shows that I do have the complete package. This logo over here, which was just green before, now has the gold premium logo in it. And the other thing that people I want to stress too, when I use the word the phrase of our platform, Digital Codes Premium, that premium goes across the singles, collections, and the complete. what premium means is that you'll have all those premium features. So regardless of you're getting a single title or the complete, you'll be able to use all these features and benefits that I'm going to go through here right now. The only difference would be is if you have complete, then you have all the content as opposed to just collections or singles. So as we log in here, I'll kind of show some of the search features. You can search by title or content. We are actually updating this consolidated search bar to be a little bit more comprehensive, maybe a little bit more intuitive. That should be happening in the next couple months. But for now, it's still going to function the same way. So I'll just kind of give you an example. If you were to type in, a title, it's going to bring up in, for example, the IBC. As I mentioned, the 2021 is the latest cycle we have available, but then you can also see that we have the different printings and versions and going back across the years. So if you have complete, you'll have the ability to search previous cycles for any type of topics you may be in a previous cycle that your jurisdiction is on, so you'll have access to those as well too. If I'm going to use a specific search topic, I'll show you as you print that in. You'll have different search results that are suggested for you pop right up. And if I were to just complete the search, what it's going to do is pop up some other options that are available to you. So as I typed in means of egress, it will bring up everything that's available. You can see we got the IRC in here, IBC, swimming pool and spa code. If you want to drill down to a specific year, instead of that, instead of 2021, you're able to do that. If you want to look through specific titles, you can expand that out and just include those. So it does give you those options. And then, as I mentioned, since I have complete, there's all the different categories that you could search through, the standards and some of the other titles that we have if you wanted to go through here and make your search a little bit more specific. Also, we have a great, robust, advanced search feature. So even though I got means of egress in there, you can change it to have the exact phrase or all the words, none of the words. What also is great is our near search feature. As you can see here, for example, I could add the word basement into this and it would return just my search term that has the word basement within 50 words of that. So that can really narrow down and save you time and go exactly to a section that you are looking for. All right, so if I were to, all these are going to be clickable. As you can see, it drills right down to the section, chapter, and the actual title. But if I click right on that, it will take me to that section. And as you see this opening up here, I'll mention a few things that you'll see, because as the content comes up, you see for example, all this information in blue. Any icon or different colored text that we have in here, you can always refer to the legend that I just clicked on. So the blue text will show you any changes from the previous edition of the codes. There's also going to be specific, state or local amendments in there will be shown. And then any other icon that you see here and you're not sure of, it'll tell you what it means. I'll go through these real quick as we go through the demo. And then among the other features, like I said, it's just so robust, all the different content that we have within DCP. You'll have links to the evaluation service reports for products, any errata, additional premium content material that we put in there will be accessible. And as I mentioned, a great benefit that people do enjoy having is the code development process changes. So anywhere where you see that icon, you could click to it. You could see documents that are related to changes that are being proposed. There's even video to the committee sessions where they're discussing those. So you'll be aware of what codes may be coming in the future in the next cycles and versions. All right, so here we are in the section, and once again, as I just mentioned, the ES reports would be available to click on as a hyperlink. This also has some of the code development process. As you can see here, it's going to tell you what changes are being proposed, and where there's videos available, there'll be links out to there as well too. Like I said, just another feature benefit that we have, so you always know what's going on with the codes and code changes as it's happening. All right, so as I click on this section here, we call this the Waffle over here. You're probably familiar from other applications, but this is going to open up some of the features that you have with the Digital Codes Premium platform. For example, if you wanted to highlight, and actually I'll mention a couple things as I highlighted here. Anytime that you highlight, you can copy and paste a section. So people always ask, well, how can I put this into an email or a document I'm working with? When you have Digital Codes Premium, you have the ability to, as you normally would with most documents, hit a Control-C to copy, and you can Control-V it into whatever document you want to. So great benefits, not there on our free basic view, but right here, you can copy and paste into any document. You can also make notes on this if we were, to put this, whatever we wanted to write for future use. We could type whatever we want in here. You can categorize all your notes in bookmarks. You can, create as many as you want for specific projects, for specific jurisdictions, or anything that you would like to have, and you can assign the demo tag to it. And as you save it, as you can see right below that, it created that note, because we can access the notes in another area, and I'll show you that down the line here. But as you can see, it made the notes, it highlighted, it copied over what I highlighted. There's the March 14th demo note that I made. So any of those custom notes that you make would appear in there. The custom project tag would also be shown there, and it would be shown, who created that. So anytime anyone else on your team with your licenses or concurrent licenses in your account, as they're going through the section, they'll see that a note was made there, and then it remains highlighted. What you also have the ability to do kind of works the same way. You can customize a bookmark. So, some people like to have the notes in there. Some people just want to bookmark it. I'll show you where these are held over here in the other menu, but you have the option, obviously, to bookmark it as well. Also up here, you notice you can favorite specific titles. Same way, the heart love icon works, and those will appear down in your favorite section if you want to save entire books. All right, so also here is a share function. So for this particular section that I had, you can enter in email. Let's say if it's someone in your organization that is also in your same account, when you send this email, they will receive this link in there, and it will, if they're logged in, it will take them, if they're, a licensed account user, it'll take them exactly to that section. Obviously, you can customize this to read whatever you'd like. But if they're, within your organization using the same licenses, they'll take you right to that direct link. If you're using it, someone from, an outside entity or contractor, you can still use the email functionality here. It will send them the email with whatever custom note you create. And then this link will allow them, even if they don't have access to Digital Codes Premium, it'll take them to the free basic view, so they can still see the section that you're referring to. And if you're using it just to, in a regular email someplace else, you can copy that URL to your clipboard and just save the information that way. Now, you also have the ability to print. This actually jumped right to the print view, but I wanted to show you if we have multiple sections. You're able to print multiple sections on the Digital Codes Premium platform. Now, you can't print entire chapters or the book, for example, but usually this is more than enough information people need for the print. So if you just wanted to print a section, you could, but here we are printing a subsection. When you hit that print button, what it will do is format it, very nicely right there. This is one of the longer sections with subsections, but you can see it's got 5 pages. It all formats it very nicely. People will see where it came from, so they know that the source, is the International Code Council. I'll show you who's printed it. So when you're on this screen that you had with the print option, you can do two things. Obviously, you can send it right to the printer with that print icon. And additionally, you can download it. So people have asked, well, can I just download it to my computer because I want to mark it up later? Yes, you could. So it would act like a PDF. Any of those PDF software editors that you have, you could mark up and use that and have that saved to the desktop and use as a document in other applications. Any questions, Jordan? Taking a short pause.
No, nothing at the moment.
Okay. All right, so I kind of showed you some of the functionality that you have there with the features in Digital Codes Premium. So let's kind of explore the other menu options just to make sure we can explain everything here and understand how it works. Home will just take you back to the home page where it'll show the different titles that you have. Find codes is another way to access the search functionality. Premium for Teams, we'll kind of get into how we can share the licenses. So if you're looking to understand this a little bit more, actually, I'll take a little bit of time with this. So whatever number of licenses your organization, let's use that example of you have 20 people who are who want to access the content. You could start with, let's say, just 5 licenses. So as you manage your licenses and make them concurrent, you could create a code for those 5 licenses. Now you could distribute that code to 10 people, 20 people, 40 people, and anyone with that code would be able to log in to your account's concurrent licenses. The way they would do that is create their own ICC account. I mentioned to you earlier that if you're an ICC member and making the order through your account, you will get the ICC member pricing. Any other users do not need to be ICC members. They would just still need to create their own account, which is free. So as you see there where I got my name, it'll ask you if you need to create an account. They would create an account. They would log into that account, and they would take the code that you have distributed to them. And after they're in, it's going to look just like this with their name there. You would hit concurrent access. The code that you distributed to your team would be entered there. And then when they hit submit, they will be within your account, in your organization's account, and they would be able to access that content. So that's how the Premium for Teams works. Like you said, if you have 5 licenses, only 5 people can be in the platform at one time. The 6th person would receive a message saying that all licenses are being currently used, and they would have to wait until someone logged off. If people are inactive while using the concurrent licenses for 20 minutes, they will be logged off as well too. So it can be shared with any number of people that you want. It's just limited by the number of simultaneous users by the number of licenses that you have. And as I mentioned, that concurrent code you would create if you have people that leave the organization and you don't want them to have access, you would need to go back into your admin panel and take that code and edit it. I'll mention that you edit it and don't delete it because as I was showing you with all the notes and everything, all those are retained within a concurrent code license. So you can change the code password, just don't delete it. So you would change it, you would edit the password to be something new, and then you would redistribute it to those people that need the code again. Saw a question pop up, and it is kind of related to Enterprise. So Enterprise works differently. Instead of licenses, they have seats. So no one would be denied the ability to access the content. For example, if those 20 people, you would have 20 seats available. So anytime, any number of those 20 people would log in, they would have a seat available to them. They would not get logged off after 20 minutes, and they would not be, denied access because people are already on it. So that's kind of the big difference with, or the big advantage with Enterprise. Enterprise, once again, also allows a little bit more flexibility in how you allow people to have access. Instead of making a concurrent code and distributing it to people, you could, let's say, upload a list of their, first name, last name, and email, and then it would be limited to those 20 people. If you have a really large organization, you don't want to limit it because you're not sure who's going to access at one point at what time. There is also the ability to do an email domain range, so anyone with your email address as a legitimate email for them, they could log in and be allowed entry. Now, if you see you're getting too many people coming in, you can, once again, remove users, block users, and things like that. So, Jorm, I just saw that one question pop up. I didn't see if anything else came, so I did want to address it while I was in there.
Yeah, there's just the one about can you string together highlights and notes for a complete picture?
Yeah, actually, I was getting down to, well, let me go through the menu here, but that is, the short answer is yes, but I'm going to catch it when I come down here to the notes. I just want to make sure I'm going to go through all this information here. I did mention the mobile app, I think beforehand. Any device where you can get an app in the App Store, Google Play, or Android, you can download it. I'll take a couple minutes on this just to explain it because it is a really cool feature and it does add a lot more usability. As I'm showing you here, if you're sitting at your laptop, desktop, or whatever, you're accessing all the code, you're on the platform. Now, if you download this app, you can log in and you can be on your iPad. And if you're, if you have Wi-Fi on your iPad or phone, you can log in just as you're seeing here through a browser and do everything that I'm showing you as features and benefits. You can create notes on your app that will be synced up with your desktop browser and anyone else using that. If you are leaving the office and you may not have any data connection while you're on your app, you could, let's say, download the IRC. You can download up to 15 titles. We just cap it at 15 for space. As I mentioned with the complete package, you have 600 titles, so you could download up to 15. If you need to have another one, you can just delete one of them and then download another one. So you have the ability to download many titles, but only 15 are held at one time. So you can download the IRC. You're walking out the door. While you still have your data connection, you're not on Wi-Fi, but you're on your cellular data connection, you can still be accessing your platform with all the notes and everything you see in it. You can make notes, create notes, and that will sync up. And let's say you've gone out of your data connection, you're somewhere remote, you have absolutely no data connection, you can still pull up that IRC on your mobile device. You can still search through the sections, find the sections you need, but since you're not connected to the internet or through data, you won't be able to see the notes that you created, but you will still be able to access content of any title that you downloaded onto that app. And then I'll jump ahead to that question with the notes, because some people are like, well, what if I need to access my notes while I'm out there? And going back to the question that was asked. So any note that is created will be over here on your notes. And this includes both notes and bookmarks as well. So if I go down to my IRC, you can see that I have 8 notes there. And if I expand this out, you can see, for example, with this icon, this was a bookmark. The actual notes will be that icon. So yeah, circling back to the question, I'll go into more detail if I need to, but yes, it will list all of your notes that you've made for that particular title, and it keeps them organized by 2021. It'll keep the 2018 separate as well too. And here's a few things that you are able to do with that. So if I were to select all 8 of those notes, and here it is, kind of if you're going out into the field and you're not going to have internet access, just make this so it looks clean. You could generate a PDF. So I have those 8 notes from the IRC. And once again, whatever title you have on it, for example, if it's a document that you want to give someone, those 8 notes that I selected, obviously I could, have unselected some of them, but it will print out in a PDF type format. You can download it on your laptop. You can print it out, whatever you need to do, just like I showed you before with how you can print or download information. So that's a way to take your notes with you. And I think that answers the questions if you can see all the notes together. The other great thing that you're able to do with your notes is, once again, we see we're in the 2021 IRC. When the 2024 version comes out and you've got all these notes, you know, maybe you got 100 notes or whatever is in there, you are now able to migrate the notes. And I think this might put it into a loop because I don't have 2024 yet, but you can see what this will look like. So 2024 version comes out. Great thing about Digital Codes Premium is it gets dropped right into your platform as soon as it's digitized and ready to go. And you can move these notes. Both you can clone them, meaning it'll stay in 2021 and it'll also be in 2024, or you can move them and have them deleted out of your previous version. So it will do that for you when the new cycle comes out. You'll have the ability to, like I said, clone it or just migrate them totally. And the other cool thing is that it knows which section to put them to. So even if the section number may have changed slightly, it will still know where to attach them, and you can migrate your notes if you're going to, you know, move to a new cycle. So, and then these other ones are kind of self-explanatory. I'll go through them real quick, but this will, it's kind of convenient where it'll show you the most recently viewed titles, anything that you've made a favorite with that heart icon, if you remember. Will all be kind of right in here. If you didn't get the full complete and you're adding titles, then some, you know, that's recently added will show up here. So we're just trying to make it convenient for you to access all your content in whatever way, you know, is easiest for you. So quick access as well too. Some of them seem like they might be duplicative, but like we said, it's just trying to make it easy for you to access your content. Whichever way you like to access it. And then once again, there's the favorites, the ones that I put the heart on, those will be easy access for you as well too. The license configuration I kind of touched on, but there is quite a bit of help if you need to have it. And even as a follow-up to this webinar, if you want to come through and check out some of the commonly asked questions, it'll show you. This is a great resource that will help you get started and set up. But anyone that comes on the DCP platform, we're going to make sure that you get familiar with it. You can use it to your best effectiveness for your organization's needs. We have a team designed to support and help you, whether it's configuring licenses or getting to other content in your within the platform.
Phil, just on that note, with sharing, there's just two questions.
Yep.
The first one is, can you cross-reference share a section and a note and an author section from different sections in code books? Example, a section from the 2021 existing code and the 2021 mechanical code into one shared pictured email. Like basically share different sections from different code books in one email.
Yep. I mean, it depends on how much you're looking to share. So, I mean, there's, you know, I took one note from the IBC. And if I were to take, you know, show another note, where is it? I'm losing my screen real estate there. So I selected one from my IRC and one from the IBC. And then if we generate the PDF, there's my two notes. So yes, you could do that. Depending on what, you know, what you're trying to print, maybe it takes a couple, not a couple extra steps, but you may have to be specific if you're not, like I showed you before, you can select all notes from something, but if you're going from different titles, as you can see, I have notes made in different titles. And yes, you could print it out across multiple titles.
Thanks. Also, there was just a question about the license. They just missed that part. Probably just the just confirm the difference between the license and the seats, I guess, with Premium Complete and Premium Enterprise. They said they missed a part on about what is a license exactly.
Yeah, no problem. And like we said, we started off I hate to call it, it's Digital Codes Premium. You know, let's refer this to as the regular platform. What I showed you in explaining concurrent licenses is what we refer to this as. The enterprise, we like to call it seats because you're always guaranteed a seat. It's not sharing a license. It's kind of like if I think someone had you know, said it before. If you had happy hour and there's 5 seats at the bar, well, then only, you know, 5 people can sit there and order from the bar. You'd have to wait for someone else to get up. You know, if you have the licenses, but if everyone has a seat, then everyone can access. It is, I don't want to, it's not more expensive. A seat costs the same as a license. If you're getting into, you know, upwards of 50, we'll try to coordinate and customize both the solution and a price for you. But where people are going for the enterprise, like I said, they don't want anyone denied access because concurrent licenses are all taken. So they want to have a seat for everyone that they designate. And the fact that they can administer it by removing people, you know, singly. They can see the data usage and things like that. So it has more administrative features than what the regular platform has, and Enterprise allows, you know, everyone to have a seat and not be denied or kicked off after 20 minutes of the platform. As I mentioned here, if you're looking into this, this is on the main page again. Since I'm logged in, it is showing the membership pricing. For smaller organizations only needing a few licenses, we do build in several price breaks. As you can see, there's the 1 license, but even as you go to 2 and 3 and 4, there's a price break, and then 5, and then it breaks again at 10. But you can go through and you can check to see how much each a license would be. And if you are going ahead with the order, I would recommend to check about the 3-year cycle. As you can see here, it's $357 per year for 10 licenses each. But if you click on the 3 years annual, that's you know, like $212 each year. So it is a significant discount if you can do if your budget's able to submit for a 3-year plan. I will also mention that we are due for about a 10% price increase that will happen somewhere in April. Haven't got the exact date, but if you're interested in getting more information about this so you can complete your purchase before then, definitely follow up with us after the demo anytime, and I'll make sure that we get you going in that. So did see a couple questions pop up. I know we got 15 minutes. I can stay on longer than that, but let's make sure everyone gets their questions answered while we're on, Shorm, and we'll go from there.
Let me just quickly see. There's this other question. I have a team of people and I buy 1 license. The others can use Digital Codes Premium Complete, but just not at the same time. Is that correct?
I'm sorry. Yeah. You can share licenses. Using that example again, you know, 5 licenses with 20 people. So you acquire 5 licenses. And I saw the other question pop up was, where do I find that information? Probably the quickest way, once again, at the codes.iccsafe.org. When you scroll down, subscribe now, where this widget pops up. So there's the 5 licenses. You acquire 5 licenses. This is what it would cost for the year for all 5 of them. You can make all 5 of those licenses concurrent. You can distribute that concurrent code to 10, 20, 30, 50 people. They all can access the platform. They don't have to be ICC members. They just have to create their own account. And the first 5 at any point during the day will get on without any challenges. If all 5 are being used, everyone else after that will be shown a message saying all licenses are currently being used, until some person will log off manually, or they are automatically logged off after 20 minutes. So it can be used by multiple people, but simultaneously only up to the number of licenses that you have acquired and made concurrent.
Thanks. I don't see any, they said thank you. I don't see any others after that.
Okay, no, I'm just scrolling through the chat box as well too. All right. Yeah, no, I saw the one specific. Yeah, you could just, purchase one license. Multiple people can use it. Like I said, though, it's kind of cool where we do offer the price breaks pretty quickly. You don't have to get a lot of licenses, from 1 to 2 drops it down, significantly, as you can see there. All right, I just kind of went through and looked through any other questions that were out there. I'll put my, there, once again, it's my contact information. Feel free to contact me directly by phone or email. We can set up a specific demo to talk about your organization needs. But just kind of in summary, as we wrap it up here, just, wanted to stress the fact that Digital Codes Premium Complete is the solution that, will allow your organization to access codes and standards that are always up to date, can be accessed anywhere on mobile devices as well, and will allow you to share your custom notes and content with other team members and outside entities as well too. So we designed this platform to make it easy for everything to be accessed. We are digitizing quite a bit of our other content as well too. It is, we know, as a shift for, some people have been in the industry for a long time and, can pick up a code book and not even have to flip to a section, know how many, quarter inches down it is, and flip to the exact one, but exact part. But this will allow you to have access wherever you're at and to be able to share it with people who may not be as familiar with the code information as those people are. So I appreciate everyone's time. I will stay on here. I'm going to end the recording now, but please feel free to contact me with any questions that you have, and we will walk through your objectives and make sure you get set up with the best package. Thank you. We'll be doing more webinars in the future, kind of taking more specific topics. So it'll be like training or onboarding as well too, but feel free to give us your comments, and we appreciate you taking your time joining us today. Thank you.